everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we're talking everything SPF, for the face, that is. Though I have one body SPF here. Wanted to talk about my new and old favorite SPFs that work well under makeup, and then some that I use more for like activity-based things. I'm be at the park, be at the pool, be at the beach, and I have a good amount here that are old favorites, and then I have a few that are new favorites. So let's get started first with the new ones. First is the Ellimist Pro-Collagen Marine Cream SPF 30. Now this is a more moisturizer with an SPF in it, but that doesn't mean that it's still not fantastic. It's a nice medium weight texture, not too thin, not too thick, feels beautiful on the skin. This is from their Pro-Collagen Marine Cream line, which is their anti-aging line, which I love. And so they have like a night cream and a day cream, but the SPF 30 they just came out with. And I like it because it kind of combines your moisturizer and SPF into one. 30 is kind of a light day for me. I like to wear up to 50 if I'm really gonna be out in the sun. So this is just for me, like running errands, going out and about. Now, do I wear SPF and moisturizer? Yes. Depending on how my skin is feeling that day, like I don't know if I'm just don't feel like doing that extra step. Sometimes I'll just go from serum and jump right to SPF. But sometimes if the SPF doesn't give me enough moisture or it feels too much like a sunscreen and I still need the feeling of a moisturizer, I don't know, sometimes my skin needs the feel of a moisturizer, I will wear them separately. This is one of those that I can skip a moisturizer because my SPF, it's all combined into one. And this is a beautiful, beautiful formula. Next is I tried the Genest Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 50. Now, this is a very lightweight, a little bit more, that kind of just like dissolves right into the skin because it's just like a lightweight moisturizer. This is a little bit more whitish, so it really looks more like a sunscreen. Very runny. I'm always hesitant about these types of sunscreens because I'm just worried that they're going to be too shiny on my skin, make my skin feel suffocated, feel too much like a sunscreen. However, that's not the case with this at all. Like, it's very runny and liquidy, but it doesn't feel slimy, greasy, heavy on the skin. Doesn't feel like it's suffocating my skin. This I would need to wear like on top of a moisturizer because I don't feel it gives me enough moisture and hydration. But I like to wear this under makeup. But I feel that it's not as, I wear it on days my skin feels a little more dry. Doesn't make my skin more shiny or greasy, but if I am having an exceptionally oily day, I probably wouldn't reach for this because it may look a little bit shinier on my skin than some of these other options. So if you have more drier skin and you want something very lightweight, I find that when I first apply it, it does look a little whitish, but after about a minute, it does kind of settle into my skin. So if you have tried this Genest and you have darker skin than me and you have different experience, please let me know. So that other people can see your comment and perhaps help them in their purchasing decision, because I can only talk about it off of how it wears on me. But I like that it has SPF 50, very lightweight, wears well under makeup. Both of these I can use with makeup and find they work beautifully. The Ellimist, I probably wouldn't wear like out to the park and that sort of thing. I would wear more of something like this, the SPF 50. That's a little bit more activity-based, but I can wear both under makeup. All right, what else is a new one? Oh my gosh. The Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 40. I'm sure you've seen this a lot over social media. People have been talking about it. I was intrigued. I've tried sheer sunscreens before because it's on my hand right there. It's sheer. Clear, it's like, looks like nothing. Okay? Now my problem with a lot of these is the clear sunscreens, they can feel too silicone-y, which, you know, it does a good job of helping mattify the skin, but sometimes I just hate the feel of it on my skin. And I thought to myself, is this going to be one of those, it's great that it's like clear and it can work for any skin tone, but is it going to feel silicone-y? No. I put it on, I was like, get out. Are you kidding me? It feels, I mean, obviously it has a little more slip than like a regular moisturizer, but it does not feel that awful silicone feeling that it feels like it's suffocating your skin. Not at all. It looks beautiful on the skin, wears beautifully under makeup, really helps to like blur imperfections. It works really well as like a nice makeup primer. Though I would also use this for out and about, to the pool, activities and whatnot, because it's water and sweat resistant, and SPF 40, that's a good in-between for me. But I just like the way it makes my skin look. Like it kind of blurs everything, and I feel like I could go without makeup, and I think it'd be good for more activities. So it would fall for both. It would do well for both. Another new one that I've tried is from PCA Skin. This is SPF 45 Weightless Protection Broad Spectrum SPF 45. Okay. This one is a little bit, it's like if the Genest and the Ellimist kind of had a baby. So it is kind of a medium weight cream that slightly feels like a lotion. It's a little more white when you first kind of put it on, but I find that this really dissolves well or disappears well into the skin. This, for me, is on the days where my skin's feeling a little bit drier, because like the Genest, if my skin's a little too oily, I will find that this can be a little too shiny for me. However, I like this one because it gives my skin a little bit of hydration. The Genest one for me is just really an SPF. This could be an SPF and a moisturizer. I feel like it could fall in between because it does feel quite nice when on the skin, and it does kind of like give me a little bit of moisture, hydrate my skin a little bit. It's kind of like a nice medium weight texture. But if my skin is exceptionally oily that day, I may skip that one because it will emphasize that shininess a little bit. But I like that it's SPF 45, so a little bit stronger than SPF 30. And if you don't want something super runny, I know it really comes down to SPF, a lot of times come down to a lot of different factors, but sometimes it can come down to the feel. This is a little bit of a thicker cream. This is a little bit more runny. So, and it just sometimes, which do you like better? This obviously is just clear. And then this is going to be, it has some anti-aging properties to it. So it also is a moisturizer that has a little bit something extra. So, anything else new? Oh, yes. And then the Tarte Guard 30, SPF 30 powder. So if you've never used kind of a powder like this, just it comes up, you pump it up through here, and you kind of just dust it all over the skin. However, I don't like this on top of makeup. I don't like it on top of makeup. The powder can be hard to manage, and it kind of can get everywhere. So I prefer to use this. This would be something I bring with me to the pool, to the beach, where I could constantly touch up and maybe take down some shine in the meantime, but I don't like it over makeup. I just don't, it's just not for me. Maybe some of you have used it over makeup and you enjoy it. That's not how I like to use it. You know, funny enough, I actually forgot the one product. I forgot a product in my bathroom. I'll link it below. It's the Kate Somerville Makeup Setting Spray with SPF 50, I believe. That I like to use over makeup. It's like this makeup setting spray. It helps to mattify the skin and add an SPF. Amazing. Amazing. I love to use that throughout the day to touch up if I run home and I can touch up before I go back out again. That worked well over top of makeup. This I like to use alone. Okay, those are all 5 new ones, and then the rest are all old favorites. Tatcha Pore Perfecting Sunscreen, Broad Spectrum SPF 35. Now this is the sunscreen you want to wear under your makeup. It is one of the most beautiful sunscreens under makeup. It feels more like a lightweight cream, and it helps to mattify the skin, to blur imperfections. Your pores will appear minimized. This is a gorgeous product under makeup. You can use it alone if you just want to go for a no makeup day and you just want something to help, I don't know, even out the skin tone. It doesn't have any color to it, but it does help to kind of blur imperfections. But this works beautifully as a makeup primer and your SPF. Now, this I would probably use on top of a moisturizer though. In my head, I'm thinking of as an SPF and as somewhat of a complexion product, like right before I put on my foundation. So depending how my skin's feeling, I may use it on top of a moisturizer. And you know, sometimes it's not an exact science with me, and I wish sometimes I could give you that answer. Some of you will ask me, when do you use it over moisturizer? When do you not? I wish there was like an exact reason that I do sometimes or an exact science, but it's truly how my skin is feeling that day, how lazy I'm feeling that day, how much time I have that day. My skin's oily, if it's dry. That's just, I kind of almost make those decisions on the fly. So, and that can be kind of difficult if you're kind of struggling, but it's just sometimes this trial and error with your own skin. Try a sunscreen over top of foundation or over top of moisturizer. Try it without moisturizer and see which you like better. I think sometimes you just have to do that and see how your skin responds, how your makeup wears, and then that can help you make the decision of how to put it into your skincare routine. All right, another favorite. Now that my skin is back to being more combination and I have some shiny days, the Shiseido Urban Environment. Now, the Tatcha is beautiful under makeup as a makeup primer. This is even more mattifying. So this is slightly mattifying, but this, I have been using this for 5 years now. I mean, from like my beginning days of blogging. So many of you had recommended this to me when I first started blogging, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're so right. It's Urban Environment Oil-Free UV Protector. I don't even know if I have any left in this. I barely used this last summer, and I pulled it back out. I was like, I need to use this summer. Oh my gosh, I'm down to like nothing, I don't think. Oh, I need to get a new one. Oh, there it is. There's some. Yes. So very lightweight, runny, but doesn't feel greasy on the skin and gives this beautiful, it looks a little whitish. I find that when I blend it in, it disappears into the skin. I don't find any of these leave me with a whitish cast. The closest one is like the Genest, but it's not, it does go away. But this really is beautiful at mattifying the skin. So if you have oily skin or more combination skin and need an SPF that helps with that and helps to control that throughout the day, this is your pick. And like I said, beautiful under makeup, but also beautiful to the beach, to the park, to an amusement park, whatever you're gonna do. That is a really great one. The Murad City Skin Age Defense Broad Spectrum SPF 50 Mineral Sunscreen. Now, I like this one because it's peach. It's like peach in color. Oh my gosh, hold on. I didn't shake it up and it like kind of separated on me, which sometimes they can do, a little annoying. This one is peach in color. So what I love is it already, you know, you have that going for you. It doesn't come out whitish, so it's not gonna leave a whitish cast on the skin. I find this for me like color corrects. Like I'll put this on, first time I ever used it, I was like, huh, my skin looked less red. It looks more even tone. I was like, I know I'm not wearing a foundation, but this kind of helped to like color correct and even things out. And I like that it has a peach undertone to help with that. This is just a nice medium weight SPF. I can use this under makeup because like I said, because of the peach undertone, it really helps to kind of color correct. If you have different skin tone than me though, and you've tried this, please let me know how it wears on you. So I can wear it under makeup or alone. And SPF 50, so it's a really strong SPF and mineral sunscreen. All right, what else do we have? Okay, this one is the priciest of the bunch, but if you've been following me for a long time, you know I've talked about this sunscreen for a very long time, and many of you have purchased it over the years and said to me, oh, yeah, it's a good one. And it is the Sicily Leia Age Minimizing Sun Care in SPF 50. Why is this so wonderful? Well, the texture feels like nothing I've ever felt. This feels better than most of my moisturizers do. It's this light, fluffy texture. It comes out very white, but it completely dissolves into the skin, disappears. Many of you have messaged me and you have different skin tones than me. You said it's disappeared into your skin. It feels like a moisturizer, but it's SPF 50. I have a hard time finding, like the Ellimist is beautiful, but it's SPF 30. And I have a hard time finding an SPF that feels as good as a moisturizer. It doesn't feel like a sunscreen. It doesn't act, feel greasy, too dry, whatever. But I want it to feel like a moisturizer, and this is that product. It wears beautifully under makeup. I've worn it to the beach. I've worn it out and about. I don't get greasy from it. I don't get shiny from it. Last summer when my skin was very dry, my skin loved it. My skin loves it when it's more combination and oily. It's just, no matter what my skin has been going through, it has loved this sunscreen, and it always looks fantastic. And that more than anything, it feels so wonderful on the skin. It's one of those few SPFs that feels like a moisturizer. Like if I pumped it into your hand and was like, put that on, you wouldn't even know it was an SPF. And okay, then two more products that are not falling really into this category. One is a tinted sunscreen, and it has been my go-to tinted sunscreen now for 2 or 3 years. It's actually what I'm wearing in this video. I'm wearing as makeup. It's that good and has that great a coverage. It's the Sicily Tinted Sunscreen Cream in 1 Natural. I have it in the shade number 1. SPF 30. It's water resistant. If you want to wear a little something to go to the beach, put on a little bit of coverage, a little bit of makeup. I mean, it gives coverage. Like it looks like a foundation, but yet it's still an SPF. It's one of the few tinted sunscreens I've ever found that I'm like, oh, this is truly like a gorgeous blend of both. I feel like it's either one or the other. More tinted and not enough sunscreen, too much sunscreen, not enough tint. But this is like blending both of the worlds perfectly. And I love to wear it as my makeup and my SPF. So I don't just use my moisturizer and then put on this most days. I can only wear it, however, in the summer because the lightest shade that they make is more of my summer shade when I have doing a spray tan. And the shade range is a little more limited for this. I think there's only like 4 shades. So that's the only downside to it. But other than that, it is a gorgeous product. And so many of you, because I've talked about this like ad nauseum last summer, and probably the summer before that, I talked about it before too. And many of you have also purchased this and told me that you loved it as well. It worked beautifully on my drier skin last year and still works beautifully even though my skin's a little more combination. And finally, one of my favorite body sunscreens, and I need to get a new one of this because I've had it for a while and it's almost down to the bottom. It's the Dr. Dennis Gross Sheer Mineral Sun Spray SPF 50. So my issue with body sunscreens, my issue with face sunscreens is I don't need it to feel greasy, sticky. That's disgusting. I'm already gonna have sand sticking to me, or I'm gonna be sweating from the pool or whatever it is. I don't need my SPF for my body to make me feel even worse. The first time I ever used it was back in New York, and I sprayed it all over, and I was like, wait, this is an SPF? Why does it feel like a body lotion? Why does it feel better than most of my body lotions? Let me see if I have any in here, like down to the last little bit here. Yeah, I'm like, let me see. It's been a while. I have had this for a bit, and I had it on my list this summer to get a new one. So just really lightweight, super easy. It looks like it's going on my hand. You see like a little bit of like shine to it, so it looks like it's gonna be greasy. No. It pretty much just rubs into the skin, and it's beautiful. Like it's just my favorite body SPF now for I don't know how many years. I've tried other ones, and we have a bunch of like different SPFs that we use, but I always save this for me. Stan's like, do you have an SPF in that bag? And I was like, oh yeah, one I got from the drugstore. Here you go. This one's mine. So love that one. And that's it. Would love to know what your favorite SPFs are, and any of these that you've tried, that you like, or your experience with them. Please let me know. I'll leave all the details down below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.